Hello and welcome. If you're watching this, chances are you've got one of the most important, and let's be real, most dreaded medical preps on your calendar. Today, we're going to break down the colonoscopy prep and turn that feeling of anxiety into a clear, step-by-step checklist that you can actually follow.
So you've got a colonoscopy coming up, right? And you're probably staring at a set of instructions that look a little intense. Don't worry, you are in exactly the right place.
We're going to tackle this together. Think of this as your guide to get through the whole thing, from what to buy at the store to what you can and definitely can't eat, and most importantly, when to do everything. By the time we're done, you're going to feel totally confident and ready. So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why this whole prep thing is so important. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty, your shopping list, the 3-day countdown, how to actually survive prep day, and what to do on the morning of. And we'll finish up with some really crucial warnings, especially if you have certain health conditions. Okay, first things first. Why are we even going through all this trouble? Well, it all comes down to one thing: giving your doctor a crystal clear view. The goal is a completely clean colon, and that's it. You know, there's a reason they call a colonoscopy the gold standard. It's fantastic at finding and even removing polyps before they have a chance to become cancer. But here's the catch. Your doctor can't find what they can't see. If your colon isn't totally clean, it's easy to miss something, and you might even have to do this whole thing all over again. Nobody wants that. So, getting the prep right, it's absolutely non-negotiable. So how do you know when you're done? Like, what's the finish line? This picture is your best friend. What you're aiming for is the stuff on the right. Your prep is officially a success when what's coming out is no longer murky or solid, but it's a clear or yellowish liquid, kind of like urine. That's your sign. That means you're clean and ready to go. All right, let's get down to business. You know, the secret to a less stressful prep day is having everything you need before you start. So let's build your pre-prep shopping list. First up, the main event. Your doctor is going to prescribe the SUPREP Bowel Prep Kit. This is the stuff that does all the heavy lifting. They might also give you a prescription for Zofran, which is a lifesaver for nausea, and Simethicone, which we'll talk more about in a bit. Just make sure you get all this from the pharmacy with plenty of time to spare. Okay, now for the things that are going to make your life so much more comfortable. And trust me on this, you do not want to skip these. You're going to be spending a lot of time in the bathroom, and that can be, well, rough. So getting some really soft toilet paper, some wipes with aloe, and a diaper rash cream will make a world of difference. You'll also need a bottle of milk of magnesia for a step we'll cover soon, and maybe a couple of those Ensure or Boost drinks, but that's optional. Believe it or not, the process doesn't just start on prep day. It actually kicks off a few days before, and easing into it like this makes the main day way, way easier. Okay, 3 days to go. Time for a few simple but super important things. First, logistics. Lock in your driver. You absolutely cannot drive yourself home, so this is a must. Next, start tweaking your diet. Go for lighter meals, and this is a big one. Stop eating anything with high fiber or stuff that's hard to digest. So say goodbye to raw veggies, corn, seeds, and nuts for a few days. Oh, and also hit pause on fiber supplements like Metamucil or any vitamins with iron. All right, 2 nights before your procedure, it's time to prime the pump. This is a little trick to get things moving so the main prep works even better. All you have to do is take 4 tablespoons of milk of magnesia with 4 big glasses of water after dinner. It's a really simple step that has a huge payoff. Okay, here we go, the main event, prep day. This is the day before your procedure. Don't worry, we're going to break it down into a really clear schedule so you know exactly what to do and when. Here's a quick look at your day. At 7 a.m., it's goodbye solid food, hello clear liquids. You can have one of those optional nutrition drinks for breakfast and lunch, but by 4 p.m., it's only clear liquids, no exceptions. Then at 6 p.m., it's time to start dose number 1 of the prep solution. So what in the world is a clear liquid? Well, the good news is it's not just water. You can have clear broths like chicken or beef, black coffee or tea, some juices, and even Jell-O or popsicles. But here's the golden rule, the most important rule of the day. Absolutely nothing red, blue, or purple. Those colors can actually stain your colon and look like blood to the doctor, so avoid them completely. All right, 6 p.m., it's go time. You're going to pour one of those 6-ounce bottles of SUPREP into the mixing cup they give you. Add cool water up to the 16-ounce line and give it a stir. Your mission is to drink that whole thing in about 15 minutes. Pro tip, a straw can make it go down easier. Now, this next part is just as important. Over the next hour, you have to drink 2 more 16-ounce containers of plain water. That extra hydration is what makes the prep work so well.
You did it. You made it through the night. You are on the home stretch now. Let's go over the last few steps for the morning of your procedure. Okay, your morning schedule all depends on your arrival time. So about 5.5 hours before you need to be there, take that anti-nausea pill if you have one. Then, 5 hours before arrival, it's round 2. You're going to mix and drink that second bottle of SUPREP, just like last night, and then follow it up with 2 more big containers of water over the next hour. Now, with your very last sip of liquid, take 2 simethicone tablets. We call this the bubble buster. It helps get rid of any foam in the colon so the doctor gets an even better view. And this right here, this is the most critical rule of the whole entire process. Once you finish that last glass of water, that's it. You are done. For the last 4 hours before your procedure, you can have nothing by mouth. And I mean nothing. No water, no ice, no gum, no candy. This is a huge safety rule for when you get anesthesia, and if you don't follow it, they will have to cancel your procedure. Last but not least, let's quickly cover a few really important safety warnings and some special instructions for folks with certain medical conditions or who are taking specific medications.
Okay, this is a really big one. If you're taking any of those GLP-1 medications, we're talking about drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro, you absolutely must stop taking them before your procedure. These drugs slow down your stomach, and that can really mess with the prep and even be dangerous during anesthesia. The guidance is usually to stop weekly shots a full week before, but please double and triple check the exact timing with your doctor's office.
For anyone with diabetes, managing your medication during the prep is key to staying safe and avoiding low blood sugar. This table gives you some general ideas for different types of meds. You'll see things like metformin should stop when the liquid diet starts, while others need to be stopped a few days before. But because everyone's situation is different, it is absolutely essential that you talk to your primary doctor or your endocrinologist about your specific plan.
I love this quote from the source material because it's so true. It's a great reminder that once you get through the prep, you've already conquered the hardest part. The prep is the challenge. The procedure itself, that's usually quick and you won't feel a thing.
So you've got this. You really do. You have a clear step-by-step plan, you know what the goal is, and you know exactly what you need to do to have a safe and successful exam. You're not just getting ready for a test. You're taking a really important proactive step for your own health. So the only question left is, are you ready to get some answers?